already know ain't no party like a Diddy party. So
yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this.
If someone tried to recruit a LeBron to run for president, would you run?
It turns out what he seemed to say is,
I'ma say it one time, bro. Keep my son out of this, bro. I'ma say it one time, bro. Keep my son out of this, bro.
excuse me, LeBron?
This video is brought to you by Masa Chips, brought to you by Masa Chips. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these chips are as good as you thought that they were. I know you've seen it all over the internet. I was a skeptic at first. I said, man, they can't make no chips that taste good, that's healthy. It ain't happening. Then my wife started buying. I mean, we probably bought like $600 worth of these chips, and she would just eat them and eat them, and I tried them for one time, and I was hating at first. I ain't gonna even lie. I said, man, them chips ain't really that good. Oh my God, Cabanero, I can't stop eating them. I literally ate this bag while we were prepping for this advertisement. I literally ate through this whole bag. It's just crumbs in here. But let me tell you why it's so important to have a chip that's quality like Masa Chips. There's only 3 ingredients: organic, nixtamalized corn, grass-fed and finished beef tallow, and Redmond salt. That's it. No pesticides, none of these fake ingredients, none of the toxins. Also, we know how dense of a food, a nutritional food, beef tallow is. I don't know how they got away from cooking with beef tallow. Now I only eat things that are cooked with beef tallow and not none of that fake stuff. Beef tallow also is rich with vitamin A, D, K, and E. So you can have a healthy choice and you can binge out, man. I binge out on this all the time. They're incredibly good, and I'm excited to share with you how to get you some Masa Chips for yourself. So all you got to do is go to masachips.com/Tatum. We'll put the link in the description section. Use code Tatum to get 20% off, and I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. This is my favorite. I just tried this one, and it tastes like candy, and you can't go wrong with the blue. Get your Masa Chips today. Let's get to Stephen A. Smith getting charged up by LeBron James. Now, let me say this before we start the clip. LeBron James. Now, you know, he ain't an easy target, right? I'm just saying, if he ran up on me, that's going to be the fight of my life. I'm just saying. He may be soft, but he is 6'9", 270 pounds or something. So I do understand that Stephen A. Smith ain't going to swing on LeBron. And I do understand how a father could be upset that people are talking about his son. But if the shoe fit, wear that thing all weekend. All right? Roll the clip.
LeBron James was caught on video screaming at Stephen A. Smith. What could this be about? Stephen A. is probably one of the most centrist Democrats you will ever find. He's friends with Sean Hannity and has gone against leftist talking points time and time again.
I'm no supporter of Trump. I'm a supporter of truth and the facts. And here's the facts. The man won every swing state. I don't understand how people can look at that and say, there's no mandate. There's a mandate.
There's even chatter of Stephen A. running for president. So is LeBron jealous?
If someone tried to recruit a LeBron to run for president, would you run?
It turns out what he seemed to say is,
I'ma say it one time, bro. Keep my son out of this, bro. I'ma say it one time, bro. Keep my son out of this, bro.
excuse me, LeBron? In case you don't know, LeBron's son isn't some little kid running around at the park eating ice cream. He's a player on the Lakers. That's right, Bronny James was drafted by the Lakers and is a professional NBA player. Bronny wasn't drafted because he lit up the college basketball world. He was drafted because LeBron James is his daddy, and that's what daddy wanted.
We all know that Bron.
Hello, phone. You're going to hear what Stephen A. says, but I could just give my opinion. I'm not in the sports world, although I did play sports, but it's very clear as the noonday sun, Stevie Wonder can see that LeBron's son is not an elite basketball player and shouldn't probably have never gotten drafted. But we understand what nepotism is, and we understand how these things work. You got to be smoking crack in the back of the Cadillac with cat in the hat if you think that LeBron James is not going to get his son into the NBA to set him up for his future, whether he's good at it or not. I don't know a dad that will say, nah, don't draft my son, he ain't good enough. I don't know a dad that do their son like that. I know, and this is why I'm not mad at LeBron for doing it. I'm just saying, don't get mad at people call you out for doing it, because I know that LeBron know how the NBA is. He know how short-lived the NBA is. He know that he been working with his son his whole life, and somehow he got the wrong gene, and his son is like 6'1" instead of 6'8" or whatever LeBron James is. So I don't know if somebody, I mean, he looks just like LeBron. That's the only reason why I say it ain't his son. That's why I wouldn't say it ain't his son. Because there's a point in time where I thought, whoa. How are you 6'8" or something, your son 5'11"? That something ain't right. Somebody messed up. But you look at him and he walked like LeBron James. He's like, unless LeBron James got a brother that we don't know about, that's his son. But unfortunately, his son got the short gene. And I watched him play. I was there. I went to a Laker game. I watched Bronny play. He's not LeBron James whatsoever. He's not any of the elite athletes that have been drafted into the NBA. But, you know, daddy gonna take care of his boys. I feel that. Roll the clip.
Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
In fact, Bronny James is not that good. And Stephen A. had the audacity as a sports commentator to voice his opinion on this matter.
I am not a person that had a problem with Bronny James being on the court for the season opener with LeBron James. That was a phenomenal moment to see a father on the court with his son who has NBA aspirations playing together for the first time in NBA history. That should have been the only moment we saw Bronny James in a Lakers uniform this season because he's not ready. Ladies and gentlemen, he's averaging 0.3 points, 0.3 assists, and 0.4 rebounds. He shot 1 for 16 from the field in his NBA career. I think the kid's got potential. I think the kid will be in the NBA one day. I watched him in the G League doing this thing. I think he's going to be fine. Eventually, I'm not being cruel to Bronny. I'm looking out.
I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this.
Bronny took a fast pass to the NBA that would never be afforded to any other college athlete, and LeBron James has the nerve to stand there and cry about it? But hey, maybe he's just really stressed about one of his BFFs not able to host fun parties anymore.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
When this is done, we're going to drink a couple of bottles of the most premium wine.
Please. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bron! We know you was at them Diddy parties. We know you was there. We know you was at them Diddy parties.
Stephen A., I hope your response sounds a little like this.
LeBron, you're a scumbag, and I hope you get locked up in the same cell with Diddy.
All right, there was a lot of LeBron bashing there. But I get it, man. But I don't think it was appropriate to, if that's what he said, nobody know what he said. They were lip reading, and it seems like that he did say, keep my son out of this. But at the end of the day, your son is a grown man. He's not like in middle school or, he's in middle school or elementary school, and Stephen A. Smith is talking trash about how he's not good like his dad. But the boy's a grown man. He got drafted into the NBA after playing college basketball. So he's not a little baby.
And when I said the things that I said, I wasn't talking about Bronny James because my attitude is he's a rookie. It's going to take some time for him to get himself together. He'll be just fine, especially with J.J. Redick and the staff coaching him. I was talking about the position that he was put in by his dad because LeBron James has been on the record, and he has said, and I'll read the quote here. There was a quote that he gave in February of 2024. The work and results will ultimately do talking, no matter what the size. If y'all don't know, he doesn't care what mock drafts say. He just works, earned, not given, et cetera, et cetera. But he also had said that his son could play on the Lakers right now, and he was better than half the dudes in the NBA. In the aftermath of all of that, he instructed everybody before the draft that y'all want me, draft Bronny. Wherever Bronny is at, that's where I'll be. I'll do whatever it takes to play with my son for a year. It's not about the money at that point. My point months ago was that because of who you are, one of the top 2 players in the history of basketball, in my estimation, there's an immense amount of pressure that comes with that for his son. And when he talked like that and what have you, anything that goes awry as it pertains to his son, there's going to be a microscopic eye, even more intensified, on Bronny James because of his dad and what his dad had said. And that's when I was talking about, come on, man, this is the situation that you're putting him in. That's where I was coming from. I could be a bit more outspoken about it, but to be quite honest with you, to be in that moment, to have LeBron look at me the way that he did, for me to be a father of 2 daughters, for me to know what fathers, how much love fathers have for their children, And to hear what he had to say, it was all about his son. It was almost as if he was saying, you know, you and I, because he and I don't necessarily vibe. It's high and by. We keep it moving. Neither of us lose sleep over it. And it's been that way for years. But it was like he was saying, keep that between me and you. Almost as if he was thinking that anything that I said about Bronny was a result of him. And in that situation, again, I wasn't talking about Bronny. I was really, really talking about him because of the position that Bronny was in. But I really understood where he was coming from. He was very, very upset. I could tell. He could have called me. I'd have came to see him. I'd have had a conversation with him. He could have been just as upset face-to-face, man-to-man, as opposed to being courtside at the game. I had no idea that everybody saw it until I woke up this morning. But it is what it is. In the end, like I said, you know, I as a father, I get it. I'm not offended. I'm not insulted. I don't have any animosity or animus towards LeBron James for this. Nothing like that. I don't think he cares, but neither do I. I'm just stating fact. None of that exists. If I was in his position, I can't definitively say I would not have done the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming him one bit. I get it. I understand. I'm not one of those that get into people's private affairs. But what you do on a public platform for public consumption, that's what I cover. That's what I do for a living. And if you're in the NBA, that applies to you. I don't want enemies. I live a very good life. I like to make people laugh and smile and have a good time and all of that other stuff. But I also get paid to call it like I see it.
But I'll say this before I go to the cringiest video on planet Earth, is that I do understand how daddy feel, though. If I didn't have a child, maybe I wouldn't say what I'm saying. But I don't care how wrong my son is. I can tell my son, you cutting up. Hey, they gonna run all over you if you don't get your stuff together. Why ain't you drinking your protein shakes like I asked you to? Do you really want this or not? Because I'm putting in my work. You need to do your part. I can tell my son that. Somebody who loves him can tell him that. Somebody who knows him can tell him that. But some rando say something about my son, I'm gonna feel some type of way. I can be mad at my mama all I want. You say something about my mama, we gonna have a problem. You say something about my dad is a very honorable man. If anybody say something disparaging about my dad, I will be, you know, you may have to see me. And when I say see me, I'm gonna talk about you online. And if I see you in person, I'm gonna confront you like LeBron did. You're gonna have to catch me outside, like Nick said. You're gonna catch me outside if you know. So I get it, LeBron. I'm not mad at him. But to a certain degree, do you really need to take it there? Are you really showing the world that you're offended by that? You shouldn't be offended if it's not true. That's all I gotta say.